Hi, Cathy, and welcome to our Friday morning interview on Journeys of the Spirit TV, which we haven't created yet. I'm here with Cathy Brown, who is an amazing hypnotherapist. She is a Reiki master. She's a wellness facilitator at Solaris Cancer Care and also one of our wonderful guides and team at Journeys of the Spirit. And Cathy's just celebrated her 30-year anniversary of something very special, which I wanted for her to share with you all. So I'll give you the floor, Cathy, and tell us all about this very special anniversary.
Thank you, Julie. Yes, it's quite an unusual anniversary because it's 30 years since I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. 31 years ago, I had a melanoma removed from my arm, which was a little red dot, which wasn't the normal melanoma that you see. It was removed. I was told it was a bit deeper than what they wanted. And then 10 months later, I had these huge lumps come up under my arm and I had them removed. And that's when I was told, we're very sorry, melanoma spread. You've got about 2 months to 2 years to live. Chemotherapy and radiotherapy is not an option for you, and go home and enjoy your family while you can. And my children were only 6 and 8, so I was absolutely devastated. And it happened to be on the Friday before Mother's Day in May, and I think that Mother's Day was the worst day of my life. Watching my children bringing in presents for me, but unaware of exactly what had happened 2 days previously. And I had to make a decision there, was I going to be, as you hear a lot of people say, the victim of cancer, or was I going to use this experience to empower myself and learn about life?
Right.
And that's what I decided to do.
Good on you. Good on you. So obviously in 30 years you've learnt a lot about life and being told that you are not going to survive. So what's one of the first things that you made up in your mind when you heard those words?
Well, the key that you just gave then, Julie, was the mind. It's what you decide in your own mind, whether you're going to accept other people's beliefs about what healing is, what you can and you can't do. Quite often we all have self-limiting beliefs, and I had to challenge every one of mine.
Yes.
When people said, oh, you're really sure that you can do this? Well, I wasn't sure, but I made a decision that I wanted to live my life in hope and not live it in despair. And by changing my mind, changing my diet, really reassessing what I wanted in life and what I could do about it. And I heard a saying, and it was, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So if you need your life to change, you need to change your mind. And that's what I started to explore. And then I realised that everyone's healing journey is different and that there's many pathways up the mountain. And I had to find my way, and my way was different to other people. But I really enjoyed talking to people and inspiring them to ask themselves the question, what do I want out of my life?
Absolutely.
Do you want to live an ordinary life or an extraordinary life?
Yeah.
And the only person that can answer that is yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And you also don't need to be given a diagnosis of terminal cancer either to come to this point. Even in the recent isolation stage of COVID and the fear that went with that, a lot of people were looking at their own mortality for the first time in their life, not being given a diagnosis of something bad. And it's the power of the mind that is the strongest part of us, which we can use with us or against us.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And hopefully people don't have a huge challenge in life to make them realise just what they do have with their mind.
Absolutely.
And to explore that. Meditation is a wonderful way to really explore the mind. My way started with meditation, and then I developed into hypnotherapy. And I've just seen people's lives change totally by changing their beliefs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And one of the greatest ways to change your mind, which I've found is my joy, is travel. which is where
Fantastic.
I came in contact with you. And that totally changed my life. And I just love the travel that I do, because with working with Journeys of the Spirit, it helps me to express every aspect of who I am, especially when we go to Kerala. To me, I just get everything. I'm a group facilitator, so I've got the group work. I use my hypnotherapy. I love good food. I love massage. I love being in exotic places, and Kerala puts it all into one parcel for me.
Fantastic. Ticks all the boxes.
Absolutely. I'm in my prime, the best version of who I am when I'm in Kerala.
Yeah, fantastic. And last year you did 2 back-to-back retreats, which meant that you had to spend a whole month up there, which was so hard. And then come back for 5 weeks and then go back again for another 2 weeks.
That's right. 6 weeks being massaged every day was, I could never have imagined 30 years ago with that little red dot on my arm that I was going to end up being 30 years later in India and travelling to Bhutan, which unfortunately was postponed till next year because of what's happening now. So I'm excited about going to Bhutan next year with the group, opening up my mind. And they say your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And so I'm open to all possibilities, and challenging myself with travel is great because you just meet so many different people, different experiences, different sights, different smells. It's just wonderful.
And also you're out of your environment of where you have stresses that contribute to your daily life. So going away from your stresses tends to open your mind even more so. But
Absolutely.
The lovely thing about you, Cathy, is that when you travel on holidays with your beautiful people on your groups, and Cathy has a loyal following, so she gets booked out from year to year. That's why she runs 3 Kerala retreats a year. And is that not only are they going on a nice holiday to be completely rejuvenated, but they've got access to you and your gifts. And Cathy's hypnotherapy is just not your normal hypnotherapy, and her Reiki is certainly not a normal Reiki. I've experienced both on many occasions, and super powerful for bringing you out of any stuck spots and challenging you on those with those questions that most people won't ask you. Cathy's courage from her own situation gives her permission to ask you those same questions, and even though it might be uncomfortable at the start, it is certainly life transforming, and it takes you to another level. So, and Cathy's also written a book a couple of years ago called My Answer to Cancer. Now, it's her answer to cancer for sure, but it's her life story from that diagnosis or before that diagnosis. It is an absolute inspiration. A colleague of mine in Italy translated it to her dying father on his in his hospital bed into Italian. He was dying of cancer, and that book changed his life. It changed her life. And he is now well and active and in his 80s. So My Answer to Cancer is not just a book about cancer. It is an absolute inspiring story. You can buy it from our website, and also Cathy's My Answer to Cancer website as well. So if there's one tip that you could give us, Cathy, for 30 years of the work that you've done, celebrating life now as it is, or if there's one tip, what would that be?
I suppose the main one that comes for me is that life really is precious, and to live it to the full, to become the best version of who you are, and to find that peace in your heart, peace in your mind, and peace in your soul, and enjoy the journey of your spirit.
Fantastic. Okay, so thank you, Cathy, for being here today. It's been an absolute joy, as it always is, in your presence.
Thank you, Julie. I love talking to you. Thank you.